feel really focused and clear.
Okay, all right. Well, Ashley, you want to go into a little bit more, kind of your relationship with finding the perfect product for somebody? Is it these two products that you have, or can you speak a little bit more to that, or what you have coming in the future, what you got ideas down the road?
I have a lot of experiments on different mini plants, and that's where I seem to think the balance is in some of the old ancient cannabis plants. So yes, the two that we have right now, the night tincture is made out of multiple plants with multiple things in it, and it goes in. And we created that one for the healing, because when you can sleep, you heal. So it's one of them things that are that is just a day is made out of the sativa. The night is made out of the indica plants. The day is a booster to give you a focus, to uplift you, the mood swings. I mean, I've been able to basically, the women on menopause don't have it anymore. They're nice, they're balanced. Okay, and that was one of my things that I prayed for was, I want to help the women in the balance of their own, because I seen it in my own wife and friends, and it is a thing that a man has a hard time dealing with, okay? And I figured out how to balance their hormones, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it successfully with a product that is 100% natural. And not just that, I mean, I could take blood pressure and take your blood pressure down. When you've been on blood pressure medicine for years, we've got guys that are just coming off of it within 3 months.
Well, and again, it's like we're not healing blood pressure, but whatever it does when it goes in and creates that balance in your system has been normalized, and the indirect effect has been, the reports back, a normalization of blood pressure, a normalization of blood sugar, and various other things as well. Obviously, you can't get nerve regeneration like what Ashley had in his legs without there being some kind of stem cell stimulation. And then there's some pretty amazing stories that we'll share probably in just a little bit too.
We found that it hasn't interrupted with any of the prescriptions that the doctors give you or anything. I've got a heart transplant patient on it. He's been on it for 5 months, and hasn't affected any of that, or it's natural. So the doctors just are just starting to take everybody off their drugs. They don't understand why you don't have any inflammation in your body no more. They don't understand that you're out of pain. Your lungs are healing. The things, your toes, your ingrown toenails are not ingrown anymore. Everything, like Blake said, it just goes in and balances your whole body.
So, and the balancing of the hormones isn't just for the women either. It balances it for the men too. And what we noticed almost simultaneously the same day, I come into Ashley and I'm like, dude, do you notice is your muscle tone better or what? I mean,
it's like incredible.
I look in the mirror and it looks like I've been working out for a month and I haven't been doing anything. I haven't worked out in years. And I looked over and it was like my muscles were getting harder like when I had been working out. So it must be stimulating testosterone
It
for the
fixes
guys.
furniture disease.
So
Your chest falls into your drawers there, Randy.
yeah. So that's why we were also noticing not only the pickup of libido and all the good functioning that having all the testosterone you need does for a guy in various places. So all of that we started to notice, and over time it went from an initial noticing a spark and a pickup there to noticing I didn't even remember that I used to felt like this when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think I'm feeling like I was when I was 30. I'm starting to feel like I was when I was 20. I'm starting to have experiences that I don't remember having with my body except when I was a teenager. And this is what we have been experiencing, and others are repeating the same thing back to us. Lots of couples are happier again. Things are happening that haven't been happening for a while. So
It's got the fountain of youth.
Well, it's basically what we've called it. I mean, it is. It's you know, I mean, we go back to the innate oil that Jesus used. I mean, it was cannabis oil and olive oil. It was one of them things. It goes back in the Bible. The cannabis plant is the most healing plant known to man.
Yeah, we've come across some research where people suggested that there was a mistranslation of some of the words when they were talking about the healing oils in the Bible, that they were actually using cannabis. Cannabis, it was probably the major medicinal healing aspect of those oils. And from the effects that they're talked about in the Bible and the effects that we're now seeing in our people as they report back to us, we have to think that this is true.
It's amazing. I mean, the good Lord gave us a plant out here and gave me the opportunity to heal people that I prayed for my whole life, okay, as a patient, you know. I mean, 49 surgeries, people just don't sit down and go through 49 surgeries and end up where I'm ended up without the help of the cannabis.
Well, that's
plant.
right. And initially you had you had pains that were in your back and through in different
Yes.
places,
Mhm.
and you had the numbness in your leg. All those things resolved, and then what was it? Nearly a 30-year-old injury in your rotator cuff. You suddenly, I remember one day you lifted up your arm and you were like, I can move my shoulder.
That's a fact.
Like my rotator cuff healed itself. I mean, these are some absolutely amazing things that are happening.
And
with
not
us.
just me, I've had other guys come up and say, hey, my rotator cuff is not hurting anymore after 10 years. So, I mean, whether it's going in there and eating out that arthritis or whatever we got in them joints, but it's doing amazing things. I know that on my girlfriend's hands with the big arthritis knots from the carpal tunnel, it ate all of it off of her. She has no carpal tunnel in her hands and had big knots. I mean, 50-cent pieces.
Wow.
And
So-
we've had women reporting back again, like the spider veins and varicose veins started just lessening and they're clearing up.
Wow. Incredible.
There has been, honestly, our biggest problem when we talk to people about this is that it sounds too good to be true. And everybody's been warned about that, and yet the results we're getting back from people are just blowing our minds day by day as we hear it. After 2.5 months, Ashley and I had to take a trip to the airport at night, and we both were riding along, and I was just like, I can see the signs a little. I took my glasses off and I looked out and I was like, I can read the signs. It's like I haven't been able to read signs for about 10 years without my glasses. I mean, everything was a blur.
Nope, that's a fact. I got 3.5 million miles on a truck. I ran a trucking company in San Francisco Bay Area for 30 years. I was impressed. I mean, my night vision came back.
Yep.
I don't have to wear my glasses like I was. So, and even back to the hearing, you know, I mean, running in that truck for all them years and listening to all that, it is starting to heal my hearing. And I'm amazed that God was gifted us with something that can heal so many things and so many people in so many different ways.
Or it can enable the human body to heal itself. So
Yes.
because it's a big no.
I think
we
it's
can't
the
say,
body.
I'm making it really clear. We aren't doctors.
Nope.
And our product doesn't heal, but apparently it gives you the nutrition for your body to heal itself of all of these different things. That's what we believe, and that's why we're deciding the big thing that we're doing here is that we have a project. I call it Project Hope, but I'm sure there's a Project Hope out there that's already got their patented thing. But within our little website, we have Project Hope, where we share this with people with cancers or any kind of very life-threatening or very serious conditions. We have people on ALS that we're giving this to freely. People on people with cancer, people with diabetes, people with autism, Parkinson's, all dementias, the Alzheimer's.
So from what I understand, some of the members are covering the cost of being able to give it to these, give it to individuals.
So that's the next step. So when you come and join, what we have behind that initial Ashley SOS site, and you go and register with our member site, which is radmindfulness.com. So it doesn't look strange when you click the register and then suddenly you're on another website. That's our member site, which is basically a life coaching site where we're sharing a lot of my experiences. I used to have a life coaching business like that, so now we're taking it to another level with this, where we're going to be sharing all sorts of things that can be helpful in your life. And if you become a member of the membership site, you'll have the opportunity to choose to optionally receive the tincture. So it might cost you to be a member of that, but you're supporting our Project Hope. Because we're giving this to so many people. We just give it out.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, and so you can't pay for the tincture. You could pay for a membership at the site if you want to be able to have an opportunity to optionally choose to receive the product, and we get that to you. But the product is not for sale.
Got it. Got
Okay.
it. So it's on a donation type.
It's a donation, and so, because everything you do when you pay for it is supporting that Project Hope, getting this out to those, to see, because we don't know how big these results are, because you need to take it day by day. It isn't a Band-Aid. It isn't something you take just when you have a headache. It's something you want to
It's
just
like a
have.
vitamin.
You want it as like a vitamin in your system every day,
Yep.
and that's when the magic happens over time. That's what we've been seeing. Like, it took months to see our night vision come back, and now I don't even wear my glasses for distance anymore.
I noticed
wouldn't-
that neither one of you have glasses. Me and Randy have
We
glasses.
used to-
I
used to
like
have-
my glasses, but you know.
Those were the amazing results, and then and I love music, and I listen to all sorts of music, and so I know all the songs, and I know the nuance of every moment of those songs, and I'm starting to hear things in the songs that weren't there before. It's because of my hearing, because I had some hearing loss in my right ear especially, and I believe that besides stimulating nail growth, because we're cutting our fingernails like crazy now.
Hair growth.
Hair growth. Ashley is bald and has but he had hair just suddenly growing all over the top of his head. My bald spot is now a bald patch, is a thinning patch.
Mm-hmm.
We have hair growing every place that it had stopped growing. It's growing again, and so I believe that inside my ear there was damage to those fine hairs. And because they're coming back, I think that's what's stimulating my hearing improvement.
Wow. Well, our listening audience, I'm sure, is intrigued with this. So they can go to ashleysos.com and find out more information, become a member, and you'll ship out the CBD, CBN Herbal Blend.
If they choose to receive that, when you register, it's a $25 fee to register. But you're going to support that project where we're like I said, so we can get this, because we are sending boxes and boxes of this out every day to all sorts of people that need it, to try and see if it can be helpful to them, because it's not toxic. It's like there's no taking too much of it. It's just something that is a natural food supplement, basically. That's the level that I believe this is functioning, and how and why it's helping, indirectly helping all